Fear is loud. It screams in your head. It tells you that you will fail. It tells you that people will laugh. It tells you to stay quiet. And if you listen to that fear, you will stay silent forever. Subscribe to JA Info Urdu for daily English confidence stories. I want to talk to you today about fear. Real, deep, paralyzing fear. The kind of fear that makes your heart race when someone asks you a question in English. The kind of fear that makes you pretend you don't understand so you don't have to speak. The kind of fear that keeps you awake at night, wishing you were braver. I know this fear because I lived with it for years. I was terrified of speaking English, terrified of making mistakes, terrified of being judged, and that fear controlled my life. I avoided situations where I might have to speak. I skipped opportunities. I said no to jobs. I stayed in my comfort zone. And I told myself, it's okay. I don't need to speak English. I can live without it. But deep down, I knew I was lying to myself. Because every time I stayed silent, I felt a little smaller. Every time I avoided speaking, I lost a little bit of myself. One day I had enough. I was tired of being afraid. I was tired of feeling small. I was tired of missing opportunities because of fear. So I decided to face it. Here is what I did. And here is what you can do too. Step 1. I named my fear. I wrote down exactly what I was afraid of. I was afraid of making grammar mistakes. I was afraid people would laugh at my accent. I was afraid of forgetting words. I was afraid of sounding stupid. When I saw my fears written on paper, they looked smaller, less powerful. Because fear grows in the dark, but when you bring it into the light, it shrinks. Step 2. I asked, what's the worst that can happen? I realized that my fears were not realistic. If I made a mistake, the world wouldn't end. If someone laughed, I would survive. If I forgot a word, I could use another word. None of these things would destroy me. This realization was freeing, because I understood that I was running from imaginary danger, not real danger. Step 3. I started small. I didn't force myself to speak in front of a crowd. That would have been too much. Instead, I started by speaking to myself. In my room. Alone. Where no one could hear me. I practiced simple sentences. I made mistakes. I corrected them. I tried again. This built my confidence slowly, because I realized that speaking wasn't as hard as I thought. It was just unfamiliar. Step 4. I spoke to one safe person. After 2 weeks, I spoke to my best friend in English. She was patient. She didn't judge. She encouraged me. And that one conversation changed everything. Because I realized that speaking to a real person wasn't scary. It was actually nice. Step 5. I accepted that mistakes are normal. This was the biggest breakthrough. I stopped trying to be perfect. I stopped thinking that every sentence had to be flawless. I accepted that mistakes are part of learning. And once I accepted that, fear lost its power. Step 6. I focused on communication, not perfection. I realized that the goal of speaking is not to impress people. The goal is to communicate, to share ideas, to connect. And you don't need perfect grammar to do that. You just need courage. Step 7. I celebrated every small victory. Every time I spoke, even just one sentence, I celebrated. I told myself, you did it. You were brave. These small celebrations built my confidence. And confidence pushed out fear. 6 months later, I was speaking English regularly. In meetings, in conversations, in presentations. Was I still nervous sometimes? Yes. But I spoke anyway, because I learned that bravery is not the absence of fear. Bravery is feeling the fear and speaking anyway. So if you are afraid right now, I want you to know something. Your fear is valid. It's real. It's okay to feel it. But don't let it control you. Don't let it silence you. Don't let it steal your future. You are stronger than your fear. You are braver than you think. And you have a voice that deserves to be heard. So today, Take one small step. Speak one sentence, just one, out loud, to yourself, to a friend, to anyone. Feel the fear, and speak anyway. Because on the other side of fear is freedom. On the other side of fear is confidence. On the other side of fear is the life you have always wanted. Subscribe to JA Info Urdu and choose courage over fear today. Because you were not born to stay silent. You were born to speak, to share, to shine. And your time is now.